Welcome back to another episode of Not a Real Podcast. You know it's your girl Young Co.
And I'm Isha.
And we're gonna kick this thing off peek and pit.
Yes.
Y'all know
I like the peek and pit part. It's my favorite.
so if it's your favorite, Aisha,
Don't say
what
my
was
name
the
like that.
peak of your week and what was the pit of your week?
I had a lot of peaks this week. I think my super main peak, it really made my week. Bo got her, so she got married and then on a Saturday, on Wednesday, she had to have her surgery. So she got her test results back. Not a trace of cancer in her body no more. So my girl is officially in remission. So I'm super excited about that. That was my peak. Another peak this week.
I'm sorry, that was just like the trilogy. It was like my friend getting married.
Yeah.
My friend got to go have surgery.
Right. She had cancer.
And take labs.
Yeah.
Y'all, we good.
My girl
so we went 3 episodes and this is like the finale of the bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was saying I had tweeted the devil was busy, but God was busier. The motherfucking weapon, it formed, but that bitch did not prosper. You know what I mean? So I'm so excited. She had cancer now, she in remission just that fast.
Just that fast.
It was not even 2 months from the time she found out to this. So
ain't God good?
All the time.
And all the time.
God is good.
Okay.
So that was a super good peak. Another peak, Friday, we went to Bree and her people's Cinco de Mayo kickback, and that was fun.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun. And then I had a good weekend. Saturday, me and Terrell went out to eat.
Okay.
And then we was only supposed to go out to eat. Then we ended up going to 2 different bars, and I drank a lot of tequila this whole weekend. So that leads me into my pit. I am fucked up right now.
As in,
right now.
I order.
I just want to sleep. I'm tired. I might be slightly dehydrated.
That's okay.
So yeah, that was probably.
Just keep drinking.
Yeah.
Don't pass out. If you pass out, I don't know how to
keep the cameras rolling.
I don't know none of that. So
just keep the cameras rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your pits and peak?
Okay, I gotta first dig a little bit deeper into one of your peaks. Going to Bree friend. So me and Bree was walking on the Beltline one day and she was like, all right, he gonna make the playlist.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And I'm gonna do the decorations.
And you can tell Bree was really, she did the decorations because it was just so.
It was cute.
It was really on theme.
It was, yeah.
It was so on theme.
How many pinatas did she have?
Girl, Pendatel on the goddamn donkey, the pinata, had them folks come looking for me. I can't turn, girl. I am fucked up. I would pass out in this garage.
My girl, so I told her, I'm like, if the playlist is popping, I'm gonna award the DJ a certificate.
Right.
And if it's not, I'm going to walk straight up to the DJ. This could have been yours.
Tear that bitch up.
I'm going to rip it. But needless to say, the party was good.
The DJ did his thing.
Yeah, the music was on
I was scared when he was talking about he was going to play a pit bull because it's like...
I think he did throw some pit bull in there.
I thought it was going to be just kind of on that.
Like all pit bull? Because
I only know, isn't Canada, I guess? That's the only pit bull song I know.
I just know that my boy did his thing.
No, he did his thing. No, he did good. He did
from
good.
The pit bull to the little baby. I had to, give credit where credit was due.
Yeah.
My peak and pit. So my peak is my niece called me and was like, "Can I come over there?" And so I was like, "Yeah."
You want to hang with me?
Me?
I'm cool. I'm the cool aunt.
And she's 10.
Yeah.
So she called me like, "Can I come over?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." And so I asked, was her sister coming? So her sister is 16. Mm-hmm. Usually they always come together, but this time my oldest niece didn't. So I was like, okay. In my mind, I'm like, she's still gonna come, even though it's just her.
Yeah.
So, but she did. And so my peak was, one, having her there, but also she and I was having a conversation and she expressed something to me. And I'm like, well, have you thought about this? And she was like, yeah, but basically I said what I said.
Stand on it.
And at 10 years old, and to have the level of discernment that she has, I was just my mind was blown out of this world.
Yeah.
And it was just so proud to see her oh my God, you are such, like, you was a baby and you still are a baby, but you're 10 with like, and your mindset is maturing and you're still like a young kid, but you're growing. I don't know. It's something so magical to see that.
It's bittersweet because it's like, oh man, my baby is like getting older.
Yeah.
But then it's like, but my baby, she got her head on. Yeah. We doing her village is doing something right. So kudos to y'all.
Yeah, my girl, she was like, and I'm glad she did stand on what she stood on because when it all came out, she was right.
Yeah.
She was freaking right.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, dang, that's really amazing. So if she could keep that, my only hope is for her and other kids, if you can keep that
absolutely
that level-headedness just from here on out, baby, you're gonna navigate this world way better than I did. With a lot of things, you're gonna navigate this world way better than I did. So that was my peak. I would say my only pit is just it's not a pit, but just knowing that she's just growing up.
Yeah.
And there's going to come a time where she don't want to hang with me no more.
She's going to be like your 16-year-old. I'm not going over there this weekend.
Yeah. Well, my girl, 16-year-old, I love her to pieces. She loved me. But I do recall that one time, she was probably like 13, and they was like, you want to go to Auntie Carter's house? And she was like, no. And that hurt me. Like, it legit hurt my feelings.
It do be hurting your feelings for real.
No, like, smile away. It hurt my feelings because she always would want to come. She never told me no. And so to say, like, the fact that she didn't want to come, I was like, I have to respect her space. But that hurt. So I know for a fact that my baby, the 10-year-old, is going to come in time.
Yeah.
And I get it. Yeah. I'm a girl.
My nephews, they think I'm corny. But my nieces, they still, and they're 9 and 10. 9 and 10, so they still think I'm cool. My nephews, they be like, what's up? They think I'm like the corniest person in the world. So like, I'm like, damn, that wasn't cool, but so I get it. But you don't want them to know it hurt your feelings, because it's like, I want you to like hang out with your friends and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be your pit.
That's my pit. I ain't gonna hold you. That's my pit. Because I know it's coming, and I'm just so accustomed to them. Like, they don't tell me no. They always yes. Auntie Cody, and it's like, ooh, it's gonna come a time, and it's coming. But since we on the topic of kids, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Kids.
Fuck them kids. I'm just playing.
And fuck you too.
Kids, yeah. So, here's the thing. I want to start off by saying I think it's intrusive. I think it's rude, especially if you don't have a rapport with the person, whether it's a man or a woman, to ask somebody, when you gonna have kids? Why you ain't gonna have kids? Da-da-da-da-da. That's so selfish. Like, you don't know their reasoning behind having kids. Like, you don't know if they physically cannot have kids. You don't know if they keep trying and it's just not working out for them. So I do.
Or if they just don't want to have kids.
Me, right?
So, it don't matter the reason, if whether you know or not.
Yeah.
You got to respect the fact that today they don't have them. Today they're not pregnant.
Yeah.
Just respect
and
that.
The reason why is not really anybody's business except for theirs, but
every reason is a good enough reason for me as to why you yourself don't
want to have kids. Absolutely,
I ain't taking care of your kids.
I'm not.
Okay.
No.
You said you don't want to have kids.
No, I never. Now, if I next week I'm probably gonna be pregnant. I'm just gonna. That'd be so fucked up. Oh my god. I've been talking all that shit.
What the fuck happened? How does
I had a wild night.
9 to 11.
We got reckless.
We take 10 down.
We got reckless. No.
Because I'm talking about my niece standing on shit. I don't know if I can stand on this episode. Let's give it a shoot.
I was bamboozled. The nigga got me, No, honestly, I never wanted to have kids. I never had a desire to be a mom. Like, you know how like when you're younger, you want to play house and you want to be the mom? I never wanted to have kids. It just was something I just never wanted to do. And as I got older, I was really standing on it like, this is not what hell no.
Yeah.
And then towards like my late 20s, I started getting baby fever. And I'm like, oh, this is weird.
I'd be like, just a natural thing.
This is weird. Mm-hmm. Like, this shit gotta go. But I was still like, no, I'm not gonna have kids. And then obviously like through therapy, I was like really like chipping away at like some of the main reasons why I don't want to have kids. And cause when I was 12, I was raped, and I just feel like kids being brought into this world is crazy. Like my kid would live in a bubble. Like I wouldn't trust nobody, and that's no way to like bring up a kid. And then I don't want the responsibility. Mm-hmm. I think when you have kids, you have to know, like, you 1000% sure want this. And when I tell people I don't want kids, because sometimes they ask me why, I give them like the surface level answers. Like, I just don't want, I don't want the responsibility. But it's like, and like guys always, they call me selfish. Like, that's so fucking selfish. And, as a woman, that's what you're supposed to do. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm capable of carrying a child, but you fucking have autonomy over my body. I don't want to have kids.
Capable to do a lot of things.
Yeah. Like, and if we're only using our body for its intended purposes, then your ass is for shitting. Yet and still you got your fucking tongue. You know what I mean? Like, too far?
Nope.
Yeah, because I can bring it back.
Carry on.
Okay. So yeah, I think like when you think of having kids, people like to think of like the good shit. Like,
always
the baby's first words and first steps in the...
We forget that kids have to grow up.
We forget
that the fact is you have to teach them how to grow up.
And that you have to be mentally like mature. You're mentally and physically and financially and emotionally responsible for somebody else. That is a huge responsibility. And if you're not 1000% sure that that's what you want to do, then don't do it. I think it's selfish to have kids and you're not 1000% sure that even if you're faced with the most challenging parts of parenthood, that's something you want to do. That's not something that I want to do.
I don't know if I could say you have to be 1,000% sure, because sometimes people just get pregnant. Like, people get pregnant and they still go on with having the kids. They still go on with having the children or whatever, and their life turns out amazing. So maybe it's not something you have to be 1,000% sure of, but when that child comes into life, I feel like at that moment, at least, at minimum, at bare minimum, you need to be ready to take on whatever challenges are about to hit you.
And I think you need to have that mindset before the baby comes. Like, while you're pregnant.
No, I don't
because
think
it's still, and not
1,000%.
Not 1,000% ready, because you're never ready. Like, because life is going to throw you all kind of curves, but 1,000% sure that whatever life throws you in this parenting, like in parenthood, you are willing to like go through it, no matter how challenging it is. I think that need to be established way before you in the delivery room, because you. So you think it's okay to go through a pregnancy and not be sure that this is what you want?
But the thing is, I've spoken to so many mothers and they've been like, I don't know. There's still some bit of confusion. There's still some bit of going back and forth. There's fear. There's all kind of things that could could eat at you as you're having that kid.
But they're still willing to go through with it.
Well, yeah, but they're still not 1,000%, like 1,000% sure. But that's your perspective, and that's reason why you don't want to have kids, which makes sense. So I can't take it necessarily away from you. I'm just saying I've spoken with people.
Okay, what about you personally though?
So personally, I don't think you have to be 1,000% sure, but I also don't know that I want kids today. So I would say growing up, I thought I was going to have a tribe. Growing up.
How many kids did you want?
I wanted like 4, 5.
Oh, that's a basketball team.
Yeah, and baby, I wanted all of them to play till your heart come out. I'm telling you, I wanted like 4, 5 kids. I always said I want my boy to be the oldest, and my girl, I want them to protect the girl, that whole little arrangement.
Yeah.
You don't know what you gonna have when you have them.
Right.
But I did. And then, I don't know, life came around.
Yeah.
And so, if for anybody that don't know, let me pause that story. I lost my mom at 15. Mm-hmm. And so at one point, I wanted to kind of like just carry on her legacy. Like that was one of the reasons why I wanted to have kids.
Yeah.
And then I realized like during college, it's not always about everybody else. It's about you.
Fact.
And what mark you're going to make on the world,
right,
and with your kids and stuff. So I think I just started to kind of move away from this idea of having 4 or 5 kids. And then it went down to 1 or 2 kids. Mm-hmm. And then it went down to, I don't think I want kids at all.
Yeah.
Even if somebody asked me to babysit their child and they're like not the slightest independent, like if they're too little, I don't even want to babysit.
Yeah.
So my brother just had a baby, him and his girlfriend not too long ago. How old is my nephew? 4 or 5 months almost. Mm-hmm. And I haven't kept him yet. I'll go to visit.
Yeah.
I went over there a few times, but I haven't kept him.
Yeah.
And even when I go over there, I don't necessarily get baby fever. Now, at late 20s, 29, I did
Baby
get
fever
baby
was real.
Yeah. Baby fever was like, it was all up, but I was like, nah.
Cause it's a fleeting emotion for me.
Yeah.
It's like, and it is, I love kids. I love kids. I love kids. I love everything about kids. But that's too much. It's a responsibility I don't want. It's a responsibility I never wanted. I've never been sure. Yeah.
Place. Like I don't really want to wake up early if I don't have to.
Sometimes I might only eat once a day and I'm perfectly fine with that.
When my nieces and nephews come over, and everybody always say, oh, it's so different when it's your kids. And I can believe that. But when my nieces and nephews come over and they be like, I'm hungry, then we just eat 2 hours ago.
And they're like, no, that was 8 o'clock this morning. You hungry again?
Again, it's like, it's just 11 a.m.
Yeah.
And my snack game is fucking trash.
It's horrible.
So judging off of the snacks alone, I don't think I'm fit to be a parent for real.
I think, and then now when you like talk about like the time we're in now, again, what other people do, I'm very pro-choice. You do what you want with your body. I think for me, the thought of bringing a kid into this, one, I'm old now. I'm old. What would you say if I got pregnant, it'd be a geriatric pregnancy? Yeah, I'm not going to play this game with nobody. The world is so crazy.
Yeah.
The world is so crazy. And me personally, I don't think it's fair to bring a child into this world. Now, again, I may have a wild night. And I might have to eat these words. But I'm not planning on having no kids.
That's the thing. I don't. Actually, I'm gonna say I don't know.
That's real.
I don't know. Yeah, because it is a fleeting emotion, and I don't get baby fever. I don't remember that. I got baby fever once this year, and I don't know if it's just the natural, motherly instinct because we are women. Yeah. But I don't ever be like, okay, yes, I gotta.
Like I have to
have kids.
Yeah,
and it sucks because I feel like I would be an awesome mother.
I think so too. And I think
like you'd be a great mom too.
I would be an amazing mother. I know that for sure. I would be an amazing mother, but it's not something that I'm planning. Now, with I was okay with, with my last situation. I was okay. Like, okay, if I have a baby with him, then that's totally fine or whatever. But as far as planning it out, and I mean, obviously, that didn't work out. Mm-hmm. But outside of that, no.
Yeah. It's not like
it doesn't tug at my heart. It doesn't, no.
How do you feel? It might be a post or something on like social media and let's say Twitter, for example. Mm-hmm. And it'll be a child, somebody might say, fuck them kids.
Yeah.
And in the comments, it'll be like, that is so insensitive because there are people out here that can't have kids.
Yeah.
Like, do you ever feel that way or do you feel like, nah, that person can say what they want to say about kids? Or do you feel like we should all be very sensitive to
like
the topic?
Politically correct when it comes? No, because we know that kids can be assholes. Like, and that's real. Now, obviously,
they're little fucking terrorists, domestic terrorists.
Right, and I would never call a kid an asshole. I don't call kids bad, even if they aren't good. Mm-hmm. I don't call kids bad. So I would never say like fuck them kids to a child. Yeah. But this is somebody who don't have kids, and I can be like, oh no, this is a lot. So especially parents, sometimes you need to say fuck them kids, and it don't mean you don't love the kid or you gonna mistreat the kid. It's just shit, that motherfucker's getting on your nerves. Mm-hmm. Fuck them kids. But you're going to still cook dinner. You're going to still make sure they're bathed. You're going to still make sure they're safe. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a saying. People they take it to heart. And it probably do bother some parents, or not some parents, but some people who want kids. Mm-hmm. But I think like the general statement in itself, it's funny.
Yeah. It's something that just took off one time.
Yeah.
I remember you said all the time.
Now, if I had a friend and I said fuck them and it bothered them, I wouldn't say it around them. Just out of respect.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there are some things I won't say around certain people.
Kids are like, they're not good people.
Yeah.
They are just really fucking like not good people.
Would you date a guy that got kids?
For a long time, I didn't. No. Like, I kicked it with guys. We could link. We can go on dates. We can do all of these things. But I wouldn't like, be serious with them. Mm-hmm. And, like, when I used to cheat, I don't cheat no more. I don't cheat no more. But when I used to...
Can we get a pan zoom? What is it called? When you zoom in, pan in?
Make sure you zoom in on this part. I do not cheat no more. But when I used to, you see what I'm saying? I don't cheat no more. Reformed. But when I used to cheat, I would cheat because I would fall, I'd be faking love. So I would cheat with a guy that would have kids because I knew like under no circumstances
I'm not
leaving my nigga for you.
Okay.
We having fun.
And then it was always fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Explorative.
Yeah. So, but I never wanted kids because I felt like I'm coming, like if you date somebody with a child, they're a package deal. I never wanted a package deal. I just want the guy, right? And I felt like I never wanted to deal with the baby mama, baby daddy drama. I never wanted another woman to try to dictate what goes on in my house.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna stay away from it. And then I'm spontaneous. And it's like when you're dating somebody with a kid, it's like, well, I can't surprise them and buy tickets or, whatever, because maybe this is his weekend to watch Little Jimmy.
With the baby.
Or, little Stacy has a dance recital that I didn't know about. So for a long time, I never seriously dated a guy with kids. And then like, I've gotten older and more mature, and this was like, I'm open to it. Recently, I'm open to it, but it's like it's a kid minimum, and it's like an age restriction. I need them to be able to like have their own cell phone and can call you.
Very much so independent.
I'm talking about it. It can't be no baby mama, baby daddy. I can't deal. I don't want to deal with the drama. And then as far as like somebody like another woman dictating what's going on in my house, like even my view on that changed because obviously if I'm serious with the dad, and I'm around the kid, the mom has the right to put a face to a name.
Absolutely.
If the kid come home and saying Isha, 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 then she should know who Isha is. And then if we got to the point where her child or their kid is, staying over my house, then I feel like, she should know where her kid is laying her head. That don't mean you pop up at my shit.
No.
But for to ease your mind, because I'm assuming that you trust the father enough to know he's not going to have the kid around anybody that, that's going to cause harm. And I need you to know, like, if your kid is with me, as much as I say fuck them kids and kids are assholes, anybody know that if your kid is with me, your kid is
very
good.
well taken care of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that, like, my mindset has changed on that. But even still, like, I'm cool with being a stepmom.
Yeah.
Not to a lot of kids, though.
I've
and not to young kids.
What's young, though? I know you said phone can do things. What's young?
I need a
range, though, because I ain't holding you to it. Remember, we're not holding. Look at me and look at me good. We're not holding
because I was
each
looking
other
at
to
my little, my little app. She's supposed to be here in a couple of days.
The temperature elevated right now.
I be having some wild nights. I don't want to. I couldn't date a guy that had a kid that's like younger than like. Let's do at least they gotta be like in first grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least first grade.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. I think
preferably the mother, is married or in jail, deceased. That was a joke. That's not nice. That was not nice.
Yeah, all about jokes today. I've always said I would date somebody with kids, but like you said,
what's your cutoff? Like, because I'm at like a 1 minimum, like max. I mean, like anything outside of
2 to 3 kids.
3?
I could do if they got 2 to 3 kids.
3?
Yeah. I could do 2 to 3 kids. I've always been open to dating people with kids. So as far as I can remember now, if I said something differently, it charges to me being young. Yeah. And even to your point, like how we're getting older and we're accepting more. I think one of the things also for me is I'm accepting that we're getting older. People got kids.
But it's as much like our age group, a lot of guys do have kids. It's a lot of guys that don't have kids.
True. But I know, I've always been okay with guys with kids. And then even now that I've gotten older, I'm super okay with it. I got another question too. Ooh, I want to know if you would date, I'll get to it. Anyways, I'm super okay with it just because I feel like if they have kids and they're taking care of their kids. Now that's the middle part.
I can't deal with it. I cannot
deal with somebody that don't take care of their kids.
Yeah.
So if you have kids, you taking care of your kids, that is one of the most attractive traits to me. Like you taking care of your children, you're responsible, you prioritize. Because when you take care of them and you taking care of me, I want to make sure that that prioritization is in place. Yeah. But you prioritize, you're thoughtful, you're so many things because you have to be these things to take care of these little things.
Yeah.
Now, would you date a full-time dad?
Yeah.
That's the question. Which, yeah.
Yeah.
I would date.
I
would be cool
like
with
the
a
mom
full-time
is not a part of the lot, and it.
Or maybe even a
He
mom
just got
might be.
yeah. I would date a full-time dad
Yeah.
for sure. Because here's the thing, people are like, this bitch is just really fucking fucked up. I love kids. Let's be
To
clear.
pieces. I know that. I can vouch for
Yeah,
you.
I love kids.
So much so you got a whole nonprofit
For
dedicated
kids.
to kids.
Yes.
You can't just teach the little girls if you got little boys that don't know how to.
And you know that was my conflict.
Interact, right.
Yeah. So no, I love kids. And also being young, every couple of years my birthday falls on Father's Day. Mm-hmm. Like this year, my birthday's on Father's Day. So I used to be like, I don't want to share my fucking birthday with nobody, baby daddy. Like, ew. Like this is all just young, right? Mm-hmm. And then also like, but when you're dating guys with kids, especially because they're older, the child is older. Like in my case, the kids are, typically older. It's kind of like hard to just find like that balance of being a part of their village, being another adult that loves them and care for them without coming off like you're trying to be the parent. Because even though like I'm cool and we can do this and we can do that, like there still has to be boundaries. So establishing those boundaries can be challenging.
It can because, and honestly, I feel like you can establish all the boundaries in the world. Just even going back to like my niece growing up. As we grow up, like kids itself, we're still gonna look at the adult as the enemy. Whether you step parent, biological, it don't matter. It's like the adult is the enemy. So one, you have to establish those boundaries so that when they do look at you like, hey, you're still the enemy, this is your leverage. Yeah. Like, I don't care what nobody say. I take children's thoughts into consideration.
Absolutely.
But I'm still going to have to, I'm still going to put my foot forward to teach them when they're wrong. And in cases where they're like, you trying to be my mama, you trying to this, you trying to that. Oh, little girl, remember, I don't even like you like that. That was the boundary we established. I love you, but I don't like you. Your attitude is shitty. I don't want to be your mama.
When you go to sleep, I'll be talking about you to your daddy.
All the time. So just know I ain't with it. But yeah, kids are fucking horrible.
Yeah. No, I love them to death. They're horrible. But yeah, I'm open to like dating a guy with a kid. Mm-hmm. Being a stepmom is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. It's like you get the perks and the benefits of being a parent without that beginning early years responsibility. Yeah. And not saying like you still don't have to like help mold them and like be there for them emotionally, mentally, physically. Like they still require those things. But I think, for me it's different because now they got little personalities and y'all can just kind of hang out. Yeah. And, you know what I mean? And you're learning them as an individual and not just like this baby or this like little kid. Real. Yeah. That's so real. I enjoy that part of being like a step parent or dating a guy with kids. But my early years, absolutely not. It wasn't no chance in hell.
Mm-hmm. Do you get offended like when guys want to introduce you to their kids too soon?
Yeah.
And what's too soon, but
yeah,
still
Yeah, don't do that. You know that one nigga.
I wasn't even going to ask you to provide examples. I was just, because I wasn't even thinking. I'm just.
Because now I'm looking at you like, what type of time do you really be on?
Why are you putting this person in this child's face?
Like, we have to get to know each other.
Yeah.
We have to build a rapport. Now, I get that because you are an active father, the sooner you introduce your child to the lady in your life, the better, because you can kind of see like how things go before it becomes too serious. You got to really make a real decision. Yeah. And if it ever comes down to it, I hope the guy always chooses his kid. Don't ever choose me over your kid.
Right.
Under no circumstances, your kid is your number one priority. Never. But don't force the kid on me because I don't even know if I like you for real. Yeah. And then if I get attached to this kid, I'm going to stay in this situation longer than I need to because I don't want to hurt the kid. Yeah. So, hold on. I was like, what the fuck?
I don't like it because they tend to then push kids beyond their boundaries. Like kids, even if they don't set them where it's in your face, kids still try to set those boundaries.
Yeah, well, they're like, well, go say hi or
go give them a hug. Or go. Yeah. Now, I will say I have been in a situation with my nieces where they come out. They tend to be a little bit more shyer. But still, if you're going to walk into a area, you have to speak. Yes. Because that's just being respectful.
But I'm never going to tell my nieces or nephew to give somebody a hug. We're like, why? Come on, give me a hug. If they
don't want to, no.
And they're not going to hug you.
And so that's like, how could you introduce your child to this person so soon?
Yeah.
And again, what soon? I don't have a kid, so I can't really measure that. But I know for me, I feel like I've been introduced to a child within like the month or so, and that kind of made me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't know me.
You don't know me.
Why would you even want to introduce me to this child?
Because now not only do you have to protect your feelings, you also have to protect this child. You don't know me.
Yeah.
So get to know me a little bit more. You can learn my character. You can, and then ease the kid in. But if we on the phone or we on FaceTime and you turning the phone to the kid, don't do that to a kid. Don't put me on the spot and don't put the kid on the spot. So no, I don't like that. You know what else I don't like?
What's that?
These niggas get the time about some. Ooh, I'm gonna put a baby in you. I knock your head off.
Because you never even asked, do I want a baby?
That's
the first
That's
part.
not flattering to me.
It's not. You don't even know if I want kids. You just think that I'm still 18 and I want to hear that dumbass shit.
And I'm
a fall for it.
You would never hear from me again. This one guy didn't really know me. We talking.
Danger.
Ooh, no, it was red flags. So he has kids, and I was like, okay, he was like, well, do you want any kids? And I was like, no, I don't have to have kids. And he was like, I'm like, what about you? Do you want any more? He was like, I wanted more kids, but I'm getting older now, so I'm cool. Then that nigga said, but I give you a baby. No, the fuck you want?
I don't want no fucking kids. And I don't want kids with you.
I said, you don't even know me.
Yeah.
This nigga said, but you got your shit together. I said, should not be the reason why you would get somebody pregnant.
A lot of killers out here with their shit to
on pay. Now, granted, I'm a great catch.
Okay, I know that.
I'm a great catch. You're not gonna minimize it. I'm a great catch.
Okay.
But on paper, it looked good. Like she got Sir, you don't know my family dynamic. You don't know my family medical history. You don't know my family mental health history. You don't know none of that. And you talking about you would give me a baby? I don't want none of your fucking demon semen.
The thing is, I just don't want kids with you, let alone kids at all. And so how you gonna want to give me a baby and trust me to be somebody's mother when you don't know me?
You never even see me around a kid.
There are actual mothers out here killing their kids.
Dog.
There are mothers out here stabbing their kids to death. You don't know me enough to know if I'm on the brink of a psychotic break. You don't know me enough to know nothing.
Nothing. Girl, I couldn't wait to tell my therapist. Let me tell you about this nigga. Because the fuck is that's not flattering. So you just tell all the bitches this?
Yeah.
That's your pickup? And they be going for it?
Probably smile.
You see what I'm saying? That's why the chop shop, go to the chop shop because niggas will play. Mm-hmm. Damn. Chopper style. Chop.
How you know?
She won't chop. No, I am pro-choice. Your body, your choice. And if you want to, okay. You see what I'm saying? But no, to that point where you have parents, mothers, and it's not a heavier emphasis on mothers than fathers because a child needs, whether it's a mom and a dad, a mom and a mom, or a dad and a dad, a child needs to be brought up in love in a village, and they should feel protected. And the adults that are parenting these kids, we got to do a better job.
And the only reason why I specify mother, because I was thinking about the story I just read about the actual mother that stabbed her 2-year-old.
And then ate some of her body parts.
The liver.
Yeah.
The neighbors looking through the window.
Yeah.
And seeing her do this, they trying to stop her, but they see her cutting the baby open. And I'm sorry, y'all, this is pretty graphic.
Trigger warning.
Sorry about that.
Trigger warning.
It's really graphic. Yeah. And it's very hard to even really tell the story dead ass. It's very hard to even read the story. So, but that shit's sad. She in the house cutting the baby open, removing internal organs, eating the liver, and it's like, what the fuck pushed you over the edge? Could it have been postpartum depression? Could it have been something that you was dealing with beforehand? But what the fuck pushed you over the edge for you to even do something like that to your own fucking kid? And that's what makes me so apprehensive sometimes about having kids, because fucked up shit like that happens.
That's what I'm saying. Like, my baby will live in a bubble. Now, granted, the people in my life I trust with my life, right? Mm-hmm. And I know that they would never put me in harm's way, or if I had a child, they wouldn't put my kids in harm's way. But shit can happen.
Shit can happen.
Life happens.
We don't never know where anybody at here.
And because, I kind of have control issues, having a child is scary because you can't control what goes on outside of your house. And once they step foot outside of your house, they shooting in houses. Like anything can happen. Like anything. So that's scary to me.
They shooting in schools.
Yeah, I mean you're never fucking safe. So, but to that point of the mom stabbing the kid, it's really hard because you have to. Something mentally is not there.
Yeah.
It regardless of whatever, like something mentally, she's having mental health issues. There's no excuse. Yeah. But then that goes to show like the lack of resources that they have.
Yeah.
Postpartum is real.
Yeah.
And you have some parents that are, they are suffering from these mental health issues, and some of them are doing amazing. Mm-hmm. But then you have some where it just takes over, and then you have situations like this, which is fucked up. Just like the girlfriend of. I want to say this was, I want to say either Louisiana or Maryland. I'm probably making this up.
Louisiana.
Okay. When Louisiana. She stabbed or killed the boyfriend's daughter.
6-year-old fucking daughter.
Put her in a tote and put the tote in a wagon and walked the wagon to the mother's house.
The boyfriend's mother.
The little girl's mother.
The little girl's mother.
And left, yes, the little girl's mother.
This whole time I thought it was the boyfriend's mother. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, no, and left the little girl on the mother's lawn.
What the fuck?
And again, I don't know this man, but one would assume that the girlfriend never showed any signs of anything because he allowed her around his daughter. Mm-hmm. As a parent, how can you be okay? Like that happens and then what? Like how do you live with yourself?
How do you open your door and see? Oh my God!
So you get like
your baby on the porch.
And as much as I believe that kids are little dickheads,
I never wish harm on none
never.
Of them.
They don't deserve it.
None of them.
They don't deserve it. And you have situations like this where it's like, damn, do I really want to bring a kid into this world? And this is no knock to people who are currently pregnant, want to get pregnant, want to experience that, have children. It's just, it's too much of a risk for me. It's too much of a gamble. And that's not a chance I'm willing to take.
Whether you're 1,000% sure or not, one thing you have to, like you said, be sure about is if anything were to happen, I'm willing to face this head on. And that's when it comes to the kid.
I don't think about the good when it comes to having kids. Because the good, that's easy. That makes parenting easy. But we know being a parent is one of the most selfless acts ever. I was just telling Leah, we was on Instagram and we was DMing. It was like a little video about a clip about parenting. And I was telling her, like, I admire parents. Like when you go to the airport and you see like parents traveling with their kids, and it's like, how... Like
my mom is my hero to this day.
I admire
15, 16 years ago.
I admire parents so much, but I totally like as much as I admire parents, and I don't have nobody that's a deadbeat mom or a deadbeat dad around me. You couldn't pay me to trade places with them. Mm-mm. You couldn't, and they have great kids. My friends have great kids.
Yeah. I keep on thinking about that birthday party my boy Prince had. But
Prince had that shit on. He was up in his nod on him. I said, yeah.
That makes me want to have kids. My nephew going to prom last night. Those are the things that make me be like, yeah, but then you think like, I read that and it's like, I don't know what I would do. Yeah. Like mentally, I would be somewhere else.
Yeah.
If I knew that harm came to my kid. We talked about it on previous episodes. The lady that got 4 years running the daycare and her husband was molesting her. I don't know where I would be mentally, and I don't know if I would ever be able to snap back.
And that's where I said, like, for me, I would have to be 1,000% sure because I think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
And if you can still say, but yes, this is something I want to experience. When you think about the sleepless nights, and for a woman, you think about your body is not your body for 10 months. It's 10 plus months because then even after you have a baby, your hormones don't go back.
But that body rehabilitation is serious.
You can lose your hair. You can lose your teeth. You know what I mean? You're losing sleep. And just the guys, you feeling neglected, and rightfully so. And we always talk about like, well, she gave you a baby and she carried a baby and she did this and that. Like you should be grateful, but we're human.
Yeah.
he's
not gonna feel the same thing that you feel.
Yeah, he's touch deprived. Yeah,
he didn't have
he's
to.
attention deprived. Like, and these is all like rightfully so. Like, so when you think of that, or you think about, let's take it a step further. You may have a child with a disability, right? Whether it's a physical disability or not. The lack of resources that are available. The cost of fucking daycare. A woman, you get 8 weeks, and if you get a C-section, 12 weeks off work, and then you got to go back to work. Daycare, like,
but they're starting to move towards parental leave is getting a little higher, but parental leave typically is less than a woman. And it's like, I don't want to be at home doing this shit by myself.
That's what I'm saying.
So you don't even
So when I think of having kids, that's the shit I think about. And it's like, that's not something I want to experience. I'm not 1,000% sure that when I think about this stuff, I still want to experience it. So for me, that's why I make a conscious decision not to, I don't have kids for a reason.
I'd have had enough adversity in my life,
baby,
to see in the future and say, I don't know if I want to deal with that adversity. I'm gonna stand up. I don't know. I
and
feel
that's
like
real.
If it happens, I don't know if I ain't gonna go. I don't know.
I might not go to the chop. No, okay, yeah. No, but I get it. And again, this is me. This is how I've been feeling up until now.
Yeah.
Now, this is not to say that I haven't been pregnant, right? So, I've experienced miscarriages. Because I am pro-choice, I've experienced abortions.
Right.
So.
Put my business out there.
Don't put your business out there. Don't do that. People don't even need to know you like that.
I ain't even gonna do that to my
people that don't even need to know you like that.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
So I know, I just and even the obviously when I got the abortion, that was a totally different situation, right? Mm-hmm. But even with the miscarriages, it was just like it was still very early on, so I really didn't have to make a decision right then and there. And I, with the and I like to think that because I think everything happens for a reason. I was just like, okay, I didn't carry full term for a reason. And so that just kind of solidified, like, no, this ain't for me.
No, they literally say your first pregnancy, you're way more likely to have a miscarriage than
probably won the first one. You probably won the first one. All right, let's keep moving. Probably won the first one.
Keep the tape rolling, damn it.
But no, seriously, kids are a blessing. But and so much so that my favorite title of everything is being an aunt.
Oh my goodness. I wear that bitch with
pride.
Give me all my stripes. Give me with a purple heart. I'm wearing it with pride.
You can take everything away from me. As long as I can still be an aunt, I'm good. Like
to those babies.
Nothing else matters. But I can also give them back.
Yeah.
And I think that's very important too.
Yeah, I gave one back this morning.
I know that's real.
Mm-hmm. Come on, get your goddamn seedling.
Yeah, so you don't know.
House.
If you that's real.
I don't know. I think I usually say, nope, I don't want kids. I don't want kids. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't really get baby fever often. But I feel like if the right.
Now, would you? Ooh, I'm glad you said. Would you have a baby? Not okay. Would you have you in love? You're so in love. Da 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 da. Would you have a baby because he wants a baby?
I know this is not good for television, but I don't know. My first thought is I have to at least want it just a little bit. Want a child just
for
you
to even entertain.
For me to even entertain it. You know what? If I'm in love, we're married, and I understood going into that marriage that he wanted this child, then it would be almost selfish of me not to have the baby because I went in with the understanding. As long
Did
as
he have
I'm
the
like,
understanding that you was okay not having kids?
He had to have the understanding I'm okay with. I don't know if I want to have kids.
Okay.
Right? Mm-hmm. So, and if I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this, then yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, however, if I went in there and I knew I didn't want to, I'm going to walk away. Yeah. I feel like I'm at the big age now where if you tell me this is what you want, and I'm right now more on the side of I don't, then I'm not even going to waste your time because I feel like it's just as selfish for the woman as sometimes it is for the man to know that you don't want this and you drag somebody along. Because these young men out here are ready to be fathers.
And I love that.
A lot of them.
No, I fucking love that.
Maybe it's social media. Maybe it's spinning a different light on young black guys being fathers and stuff, but with the light that it is spinning right now, I'm eating it up.
Yeah.
And so there are a lot of guys out here that want to be a father, and it would be like really fucked up of me if I know I don't want to. Mm-hmm. and then I still waste this man's time. And even though I have more of a time limit, we as women, our biological clock ticks, we have more of a time limit to have kids than they do. I still wouldn't want to waste his time.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, if I'm in that situation where I love and he want to have a kid, it's likely because I was like, okay, maybe so. And so, yeah, I would have a kid.
Yeah.
But otherwise, no.
Yeah. I've been in like 2 relationships where I went in. This one I was like, I'm not having kids. And the guys, they were cool with it until they wasn't cool with it because they thought eventually like I would change my mind.
Oh, mm-hmm.
No, you know.
That shit.
Yeah. And then it's like, no. I'm
Yeah.
not. And so to like be fair to you because you want to be a dad and I would never be the reason why you can't be a father, but I'm not going to solely have a baby because no, for real. I'm not going to solely have a baby because that's what you want.
I'm out.
Yeah. And it's not bad blood.
Yeah.
I wish you the best.
Yeah.
And if you find a woman that you want to, you want to have a baby with, like I'll send a baby shower gift, but I can't give you something that I don't want. Mm-hmm. Solely because that's what you want. Because then that's how resentment come and then you looking at the baby and I don't got time for that.
Ooh, solely just because that's what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it
Because
happen.
again, if love is not enough for me to marry a man, like in the previous episode, love is really not enough for me to bring a baby. It has to make that. It has to make sense. So even like that, I would have to be again 1,000% sure that I want to do this. Even though he's saying he's sticking around, I would still be thinking like if I have to do this on my own for whatever reason, if I got to be a single mother for whatever reason, is this something that I still want to experience? And none of them niggas gave me that. No,
that single.
Nope, didn't feel it. Let's have the last one. I used to be like, I want a little baby with his face, but
it was very superficial as fuck.
I was.
Yeah, a lot of people do it though.
Yeah,
a lot of people have kids because of how they gonna turn out and what they gonna look like.
Yeah.
But if I'm pro-choice, baby, I'm pro whatever choice you is.
And I need you
having your kids. If you want to have a kid just so that baby can come out light skin or dark skin, whatever your answer is, that's on you. Just know I'm not keeping the little motherfuckers.
Where you going?
That's it.
Where you going? Just give me my ginger ale and crackers and come pick me up.
That's it. I'm out. Going out.
No, for real. That's why I like, pro-choice. But then it's like, okay, for real, as an adult, you there's ways you can prevent it, right? Do we always do that? No. So much so that, hope these next 2 weeks
pan out like I would expect.
God's like, okay. They say if you want to make God laugh, tell him what you got planned. Oh, man.
Like maybe you should have gave me this info before today because we could have moved this episode 2 weeks out.
God, I'm going to be sick.
We could have moved this 2 weeks out.
Oh, I'm going to be sick. Okay, now here's another thing. Like, let's just kind of throw a, for a little razzle dazzle, for like a
curveball.
Let's say I'm gonna say this. I feel like every child should be DNA tested before they leave the hospital.
Oh, I
absolutely. Too. I think it should be mandatory.
Yep.
I think it should be offered. Now, if mom and dad or mom and mom or dad or whatever, if they don't want to go through with it, that's totally fine. You want to sign a birth certificate, that's totally fine.
Should it be a free service?
I absolutely think it should be a free service.
Okay. There you go.
I absolutely think it should be. And not even for the sake of, maybe the mom was doing something. Or not just to get the dad on record as saying that, biologically he's the father so you can get child support in the event that something happens. Because we've heard stories of babies being switched in the hospital, switched at birth, sometimes on accident. I think just to cover everybody's ass, DNA testing should be mandatory. But because it's not, how often have we heard or seen where dad is taking care of the kid?
So have you seen, I don't know
where the mama died?
The mama died.
And the dad found out them kids weren't his and he wanted...
Yeah, he did find out they weren't his and he's trying to figure out should he stay or go. Okay, go ahead. You can ask me, I don't care. Do what you want to do. I don't care.
What you think?
I think the world should stop pressuring that man to stay.
Okay.
I think the world should stop pressuring that man to stay. Those are not his kids. And I understand, I don't know the age of the kids.
Right.
I understand that you have
Does age matter?
No, age does not matter. However, younger kids are going to take it a little bit harder than maybe an older kid who are a little bit more mature in their thinking. And so,
You think a younger kid would take it harder than an older kid?
I do. I mean, to like have lost your mother and to now not have a father, they're going to be a lot more confused. The older kids might take it to heart some, but I think they can grow up and understand quicker than a child that's 10 years old and now got to wonder what the fuck just happened. Their life is flipped upside down. But if you're 17, yeah, you might take it hard, but I feel like you at the age where you're starting to process things a little bit differently than a child, like a baby.
I don't know. I think whether the child is older or younger, I think they'll be fucked up if the dad decides. And I'm not saying dad is wrong for saying he won out. I'm not saying, but I think, because when you're older, it's like, well, damn, you been my dad. Like, you're the only dad I know. So you don't love me? Like, they could take it as like you was only doing these things because you were obligated to do it. And now that that's not a requirement no more, it's fuck me. So I think regardless of how old the child is, they're going to be fucked up. But I also would not look at a man less than if he decided that that's something he can't handle, whether the mom is alive or not, because that's a betrayal that you, like, how do you get past that?
Yeah.
And if you stay, okay, good. But you leave, it don't make you less of a man.
And that's my whole thing. So if you stay, I don't know if I might give you different props. I'm gonna give you props either way. I'm gonna give you props for making the choice to do what was best for you if you decided to leave or if you decided to stay.
Yeah.
But I don't think the world should shun him if he decided to walk away.
No, because somebody made a decision, and not for him, you can't do something without giving me all the information. You can't make that decision for me.
You strip my will to say yes or no.
Yeah, and he gonna get more.
That right.
He gonna get more bullshit if he leave than the mother for knowing that it was a possibility he wasn't the father, and she still let him believe that he was the father to these kids.
Because if the mother was still living and he found out those wasn't his kids, y'all would be singing a different tune.
Yeah, whether she alive or not. Granny, come get your daughter kids.
Come get your daughter kids.
Yeah.
So y'all would be singing. It would be a different tune. Like, you can walk away. You can this. You can that. That choice.
But some people are like, well, I mean, you've been in the kid's life, and it's like, again, you don't know how that mentally messes with somebody. Mm-hmm. That probably triggers something in him, or could trigger something in anybody that would make them spaz and not like take it out on the kid, but spaz on it rightfully so. Like, your daughter was dead ass wrong. She knew it was a possibility, and she should have told him that.
She definitely should have told him that,
and then let him decide if this is something he want to deal with later on. Or for the rest of his life.
But not when his hand is forced. Don't ever, when you take something from me and then a big event happened and now my hand is forced. Yeah. I don't like that feeling. I don't never like feeling like my back against the wall.
Yeah, and if I do what was right for me and leave, if I feel like that's the right thing to do, then I'm the villain in your story. And it's like, well,
I'm going to wear that hat proudly too.
And I hope
if I got to.
If anybody is in that situation, they decide to leave, I hope they can sleep well at night.
Yeah.
Like, it's fucked up. The kid is the one who suffer. Mm-hmm. But if you are not in a place where you can be like, if you know good mentally or emotionally, you ain't gonna be no good to that kid. So you might be better off.
I mean, and it's the simple fact that you did just lose somebody that you care about. So if you got the mother passed away, and then you got to take on the responsibility of continue to raise these kids that are not yours. Man, going through a lot.
Yeah.
If you decide to leave just for your mental alone, and I think that I would hope that maybe he still. I will hope, I guess. But it would be cool if he still was a part of their lives, just on how y'all doing, checking up on them bases, especially if they graduating or whatever the case may be. But he ain't obligated to be there.
Yeah. But I know some guys that would stay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
don't know if I know anybody that would stay.
I know some guys that'll leave too. I'm out of here. Pew.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know if I know guys that would, I don't know.
Whatever the situation is, I hope that if that particular story is true, or any story, any situation like that, I hope they get the kids help. Therapy.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Therapy. Yeah.
That's it. All right, well, as we, I know we're going to wrap up, but as we wrap up, I did want to talk about the Met Gala.
Real quick. Yeah.
Real quick.
Real
fast. That goddamn Tiana Taylor.
Oh, my God.
That goddamn, at top, since it's going to be quick. Who was your top 3 best picks? Looks of the night.
Tiana Taylor.
Definitely. She might have been 1 for me.
Diddy.
Diddy did. Then Diddy step.
Diddy.
Then Diddy step.
And that goddamn Bad Bunny.
Then
The all white.
Oh yeah, he had the flowers.
I think his like back was out. Yeah. Top 3.
Top 3.
Tiana was number 1.
Tiana definitely number 1.
Yeah.
I don't know the artist's name, and I really don't know what she does, but I believe she's very, very dark skinned. I don't know.
She had what did the gold on?
Yeah, and it kind of like out right here.
Yeah, she was cold too.
Cold as a motherfucker.
But Tiana, but here's the thing. Tiana, she can have on sweats and the sweatshirt. She just oozes sex appeal.
Every single time.
And I don't even think she tried.
No.
She just, like on top of her
She'll
having
throw on
a
a hat and
crazy
some
body.
glasses.
Yeah, the sex, she just oozes.
And you can tell she oozes sex appeal because when she do wear her baggy clothes, I'm still like, I know, I'm still attracted to you.
Yeah.
I know what's underneath there. I ain't got
things
things
inside
that I just never felt before.
I felt it before.
Not I haven't. Not with Tiana. The way I look at her, I love her.
You know, at mine, you got you one, brother. That bitch cold.
That bitch is cold.
Yeah, but that was my top 3 looks. It was some very disappointing looks, but you know, I was at home in my bed watching, so I can't really talk about it.
You had a hole in your sock.
I ain't even had I don't know, old family reunion t-shirt that was too big that's permanently stained.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
shit.
so I can't really talk about the bad looks.
Yeah.
But my top 3, yep. Tiana, Diddy, and Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
What's your top 3?
Tiana, the young lady I was describing with
true,
the thing
yeah.
here, and I think Diddy probably was.
You know, Diddy look good.
Diddy came stepping.
Yeah.
Your little knock-kneed ass. I can say that because, baby, these knees be knocking.
You know,
okay?
starting the fire.
Yeah. Girl, fuck you.
Sorry. That's my bad.
Starting fires real quick. They got damn Chris Breezy. I ain't gonna say I don't know why he out here starting fires the way that he is fucking starting fires.
That's that drug rage.
It really is.
Not even being funny. And he need people. He need to get help. Like
help.
He's too talented. Even if he wasn't talented, like nobody should be subjected to being around somebody that's just so fucking unpredictable. But he need help.
He need help.
And he need better people around him because it like you got a team full of enablers.
Like you are starting things with people that really fucking love you.
Yeah.
That's when you know the drugs have taken over.
Yep.
Like there are some people that's really functional with it.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's been functioning well all along. I mean, he's always had his little bouts of trouble. But now you starting it with people that we know got a heart for you.
Yeah.
That done looked out for you. That you call your friend for real.
Yeah.
And I feel like anytime people be on drugs or do things, like it don't just affect you, it affects everybody around you. Get help.
Get help.
Cool. Get help.
Yeah.
Get help.
Before it's too late.
And this is me outside looking in.
Yeah.
I know your situation, but
Because you're
from
going to hit
what
a
I
bottom.
see,
You're going to hit a bottom. It might not be rock bottom, but he needs to hit a bottom before he get it. And the thing with like drug addiction, it's a disease. So it's easy for us to say like, oh, get help and whatever. But he has to be committed. And if until he's ready, he's not going to get help.
or it may not work.
Or it might be too late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't never wish it too late, God.
No.
Come on, Breeze, we need you.
Yeah.
We need you in sound mind.
Yeah.
Anybody. We need y'all. Like we
Keep
need
your
people with
fucking hands
sound
to
mind.
yourself, dog.
That part.
Shit.
Because drugs are no drugs.
Keep your hands to yourself. Like, damn, keep your hand. Like, you a fake fucking bully.
What happened so I only heard about the first thing that happened with
At
Usher,
the
but it
skating
was
rink.
at the skating rink.
Then
Yeah,
the
what
next
happened?
day, at the festival that's down here, it's, I guess after he performed or whatever, it's a video clip of him like arguing and getting into it with somebody else, and they trying to pull him back, and it's like, dog, you got to get it together.
That's sad as fuck.
It's sad. You got access to help and resources. Utilize that shit.
Because earlier we was talking about not having those resources.
Yeah.
You have them.
You were fortunate.
Abundantly.
Yeah. Utilize them.
Utilize them. And I hope the people in his camp tell your homeboy to utilize that shit.
Yeah, well.
That's it. Yeah. Well, we appreciate y'all tuning into another wonderful episode of Not a Real Podcast. You know it's Young Cole.
And I'm Isha. And I really do love kids. But they are dickheads, for real. Y'all know that, so, yeah.
If you have kids, just raise them up to be like Yo Fisher. Follow my boy.
Big fish.
Big fish, not the little one. Bye, y'all.
Bye.